Welcome to another episode of Zig Garage, and today I'm going to show you what has been part of my garage for the past 3 months, the Ather 450X. And in this time frame I have clocked a little over 1500 kilometers. So here's what I adore on what I believe is currently the best e-scooter on sale in the country and what I wish could be better. But before I go ahead, here are some stats on the scooter. Now, prior to the arrival of the long-termer, I used to always ride the 450 and then the 450X in sport or warp mode. While I'm still getting a kick out of it, I have become a bit more sensible with the long-termer and I'm starting to like riding it in the ride mode, especially if the day involves a lot of commuting. So I'm getting a realistic range figure of 60-65 kilometers on a single charge in ride mode and around 40 kilometers in warp mode. I haven't ridden the scooter much in eco or in sport mode, but considering the range figures that I am achieving are pretty close to the ones that Ather is quoting, I'm pretty happy about it. Now, in my time with the 450X, I have learned a neat little trick, which I think you should try it out as well, and let me know in the comments if it works out for you too. So what I ended up doing is when I approached a traffic signal, I tried to squeeze my way all the way to the front of the queue, switch it to warp mode, and then as soon as the lights turned green, I just zipped away. And as soon as I zipped away, leaving the traffic behind, I quickly switched to ride mode. So thereby I could cruise sustainably at 50 kilometers and extend my range, and as well as not get bogged down by traffic. Now, I like sporty two-wheelers and the Ather 450X certainly lives up to its sporty reputation. It's light and easy to handle, which makes short commutes a breeze. And you can properly trust the skinny tires to save your skin, as you can scythe through traffic, bringing out the teenage soul in my nearly 30-year-old body. The Ather's command center is a really intuitive unit. I get all the data I need during the ride quite easily. And even though getting to the navigational screen is laggy, the phone-like navigation is very helpful. Also, by using my helmet communication device, I can control my music and accept or reject calls without even letting go of the handlebar. That's properly cool. Now, when the office boys were splitting long-termers, I lucked out and got two to my name, the Ather and the X-Pulse. Now, with the Ather acting as my daily runner, the amount of fuel I'm saving is incredible. And in fact, the Ather app has this neat little fuel savers tool that lets you know exactly how much fuel and as a result, money that I am saving. And with all the money that I'm saving on fuel with the Ather, I am ending up spending it on more riding gear or on fuel for the X-Pulse so that I can continue my off-roading adventure, as you can clearly see. As smart and wise as the Ather is, this nutter isn't. So on some days I would just forget about the charge levels and focus on riding the scooter spiritedly. And if the day involves long hours of riding, well, I would be in a fix because the Ather just has around 60 to 40 kilometers in the sport or warp mode. And once the charge levels do drop into the precariously low zone, well, then I would have to calculate how far my destination is, how much throttle do I need to open so that I can reach there safely, how long I would have to charge there so that I can reach back home safely, and all this mental maths I would actually like to avoid. So perhaps in the next iteration, some more range, especially in the performance modes, would be welcome. The Ather's sporty styling does make it compromise on the storage space on offer. While Ather claims the boot space to be 22 liters, I cannot really utilize the entire space for my sub-Zs and stuff. And that's because of the charger. I have to carry it almost everywhere I go, especially on days when I'm heading back to my parents' place, which is almost 20 kilometers one way. My last and final grouse with the 450X are its brakes. No, they are not weak, but in fact quite the opposite. They're extremely sharp and on sometimes extra sensitive, especially the rear, which when with a slight tap also sends it into a skid. Perhaps if Ather gave it ABS and not CBS, this locking up feeling even at the front sometimes can be mitigated. Come on Ather, give it to us in the next iteration. And these were my observations after living with the Ather 450X for the past 3 months. I'm sincerely going to miss this little scooter. And I hope that when Ather does decide to give the electric scooter its very necessary updates, we get it for a longer duration so that we can do a more thorough long-term report. But until next time, do follow us on our Instagram channels where we will be posting more about our other long-termers. Like and share this video, subscribe to the channels, and I gotta get to work now.